Hi. It's not quite sunset yet. It's another while before sunset comes, but I wanted to show you the quality of the light before the end. Nice, flowing, yellow winter sunlight. I'm listening to some talk live on the internet of a conference, keeping up my ear for Spanish. It's a fascinating conversation on the changes in Mexico, New Spain, from Spain to the next century to the next century to the 20th century and now to the 21st century. I'll come back later and show you a little more of the real sunset when it happens. Well, it's a little closer to sunset. It looks like we're going to see something today, although the air is awful hazy. It's not blocked off by clouds like it was yesterday and the day before. The sun is shining right through around the pillars of the outside garden roof. Sounds like I'm living in an old novel. The sun was shining around the outside pillars of the garden roof that early afternoon when Daniel sat with his martini and could not decide whether it was more important to talk to the video camera or to take a sip of the delicious nectar that would kick his brain to places where polite company does not speak his name. It's so important, if you're going to use water, to make sure the water's clean and pure so it doesn't mess up the taste of the distilled spirits. But you know, if I use tapped water, can you see that? Yes, you can, just barely. All the sun shining in. Here's my little model of a spaceship I used to write about. When I was younger, I thought I could write science fiction. I actually did write 2 science fiction novels. They were, in my opinion, they were garbage. And anyway, now I'm trying to work on something that's merely historical. Although, frankly, I probably should have stuck to science fiction. I'm going to come back a little later when the light's a little more sunset and let you see the real show. Yes, it's coming. It's coming. Wednesday, the 13th of March, sunset is coming. Very shortly, it's going to come out from behind that pillar of the window right there that's blocking it. and come down past the old umbrella support and go down towards those trees over there. So that's what we're looking at right now. Of course, now you're looking at me. And the sunset is coming, slowly but surely. It's getting here. Yep, just another few minutes, and it'll be coming in. It's already going through the room and back over that way, back over that way, that way. Go, the sunlight shining into the kitchen behind me. And I'm turning around and, oh my, the sun is so bright. It is a delight to be looking at it. No, you notice I'm not looking. See all this is shadow? Over here is the sunlight. But right here, my eyes are in the shadow because I don't really want to look at it. It's really bright, even with all the haze in the air and the fuzzy look from the haze. It's still coming right through there, right through there. And it's going to burn this camera if I let it. So right now, as the sun comes out from behind that pillar of the window, I'm going to turn off the camera for a few minutes and wait until it gets a little lower. I am not playing very good at all, so I'm going to stop. And you can see the ball of fire, the nuclear furnace of our star, the source of all physical energy, except for volcanoes and thermal vents coming up from deep beneath the sea. This is my third martini. I can feel it. Yesterday I went to the store. I don't believe I got this drunk yesterday. But I drank a lot yesterday. I had one at lunch, then one around 4 o'clock, and then one around 8 o'clock. I kept drinking all day yesterday, but I never really got as drunk as I am now. And now I've had two, and I'm working on my third. But see, I didn't start until about an hour ago, on an empty stomach. Look at that sun. My God, that's magnificent. It's definitely north of the tree now. Oh, yes, it is. Like I said, there's a lot of water in the air, haze, and some clouds out there. You can see them wreathing around the body of the sun over the ocean. Of course, the sun is far away. Nevertheless, its light shines through those clouds hanging above the water of the ocean. And we see camera has decided to focus on, it's still trying to focus on the umbrella. That's not fair, because there's where I wanted to focus. Yep. Oh my, look, it swallowed it up right away. I knew it would do that. If I dared to look away, it would do that. And it did. Oh, Daniel, you lost the sunset. You poor little thing. You lost the sunset into the clouds. Damn. Well, just have to do it again when it gets out from behind that damn umbrella. I need to set the stage better. Yes, I do. But that's what I get for having a little camera and a big martini. Wow. That's kind of scary how far away that is. My goodness. I was sitting here most of the afternoon reading and writing in my notebook and looking at pictures and wondering how this light would help me in the night. There's another one over here. Yeah. But now it's time for dinner. I've cleaned my dish, and I'm going to cook myself a piece of something to eat. Onions, potatoes. Put spices on it too. And after a while, I'll finish my third martini. Gonna have to add more ice. The ice is melting. But like I said, all it needs now is water. It's already gone to my head. I tell you, this is the point where I know I can't drive. I'm fully conscious. I'm not having a blackout. That's one thing I'm afraid of, is having a blackout. And I always, every day, I try to remember what I've done today and yesterday. Did I black out of anything? I even kept that habit up the last 2 weeks when I wasn't drinking until yesterday. Because I'm really afraid of dementia and alcoholism. These are demons that live in my family. And the dad was an alcoholic, and his mother-in-law, my mother's mom, had a lot of problem with dementia. Yeah. No, she didn't have Alzheimer's. It was something else. When she had some strokes, the last 10 years of her life, it got a little better. She could talk again and she could pay attention to us. But for a while there, she was pretty much in a world of other people we couldn't see them. It was scary. My mom took her to the dentist once, and my grandmother said, as they were going to go in to see the doctor, my grandmother said, "Do all of those people have to come in?" And she pointed at empty seats in the waiting room. There was nobody there that my mother saw. My mother said, "No, they're not coming in, just you and me. We'll go see the doctor now." My mother, to her last day, was afraid of that happening to her. All the years of her life after my daddy died, and then she married my stepfather the next year, all those next years she kept busy. She said to me, "I did not do what my mother did. I did not stay home and rot. I went out and did things. We went out at night. We went out in the daytime. We went on trips." And she did. Even after my stepfather died 12 years ago, and Mama asked me to come live with her, even after then she went on trips up until the last 3 years of her life. We went on train trips. You may probably remember some of those. My family and my friends on Video World. I never made a lot of videos. I did make some. So some of you saw some of the videos from the train trips. Either the artistic, artsy-fartsy ones, or I made some about my mother. I remember one I had where she was walking up to this train station to look at the trains. Yeah. Those were good days. And you know, I knew, even when I lived here, I knew that this would be a good time of my life, that I could spend some time being a friend to my mother, and she wouldn't have to leave her home. She could stay here in the house where she'd lived for 30 years already. And with me here, she lived here another 11 years. She lived here 40 years. From 1978 to 2018. And the last 10, 11 years that I got to live with her were some of the best years in my life too, because I got to be a friend to my mother instead of just a son getting older. Yeah. Everyone helped me, though, because, you know, I say I was lucky I got to live with my mom her last 11 years. But everyone else in the family, the 5 brothers and sisters, and their husbands and wives, all helped. They all helped. And my mom, my brother, my baby brother, and me, and our 2 stepbrothers and stepsister, and all of our husbands and wives, we hung together and helped Mom. We helped her get through these last years, and there were many times when one or two or three of the brothers and sisters would come by, and they'd sit for a while with Mom and talk. Then we'd go out to lunch somewhere. Mama loved to take people out to lunch. That was what she wanted to do. Yeah. Those were good days. And now, they're all gone. And as Peter Sellers said in the movie Being There, we are shutting down the house. Yeah. I think we've already been thinking about it for a year, doing a little bit of things for a year. But now it's coming closer and closer. In this house, its time in the world must pass on to someone else. The sun has set on the 13th of March in the year 2019 in San Diego, California. Probably the last year that I'll live here in this house, unless unforeseen circumstances intervene with my destiny. So I'll just say goodnight to you now and wish you a happy evening and a very good life.